Good morning everybody, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm heading up the hill here to do a quick overnighter in the snow, so come join me. Okay, this tree right here, I found this string tied to it, and folks that have been following me may remember my Show Us Your Stake Challenge camp out, which I did right here in this very spot, and I thought I had packed up everything, but I know that I tied off to that tree and I found a string on that tree, and it looks like the string that came with my tarp. So, sorry folks, I forgot a piece of string when I camped here before. But I've got it now, so I cleaned up my mess eventually. Alright, the snowshoes are working better than expected. The snow's nice and packed, and I'm staying on top, so it's making for a much easier hike than what I thought it would be. And that's a good thing. So, I should have plenty of energy when I get to the top to set up camp and gather a lot of firewood for tonight. It'll be a lot of fun to have a big fire tonight, so looking forward to that. Okay, this tree right here, it wouldn't push down because the snow's too deep and it's just getting caught in the hole of snow. It's about 3 feet down there. So what I'm going to do is just cut it off a little low here, because it's right next to the tent and it's kind of dangerous, and I want it for firewood. So I'm just going to take the saw and cut it off right here, and then I'll feel a lot safer sleeping tonight. It's starting to snap. Let's give it a push. There, a controlled fall. And now I can probably just pull this thing up. No, it's still kind of attached in there some sort of way. Yeah, I can't quite get it out. Oh well, I got the rest anyway, and I can just cut it off as low as I can. Do you know how some things just don't go as planned? That's what happened here when I tried to hang my bear bag. My first method was the snowball method. I wrapped the string in a snowball and threw it up. Here's what happened. The snowball disintegrated. The snow wasn't quite wet enough. This time I put some snow into my bag that I had my tarp in. And it took me a few tries. Those were really bad throws, actually. But then success. Yay! Da-da-da. I think that'll work. Next, it was time to build a cooking area. Okay, as you can see, I've dug my hole to where I've got kind of a floor to put my feet on. I've got a seat to sit on over to the left there. So if you're looking, I can sit up on that hill right there. And that's the floor. And the fire's out in front with the deepest hole so that it doesn't sink in as much. It still will, quite a bit, I'm sure. But, and there's a platform, of course, to build the fire on. Keep it off the snow until it gets hot enough. So that's what's going on with this part of the camp. This is the cooking area. I've got the sleeping area about 20 yards away, and then about another 20 yards on the other side of the cooking area is where I am hanging my food, so that it's away from my sleeping area, of course. And that's the way I set up my camp tonight. Alright, I'd like to explain my cooking camp setup again in a little greater detail. So, in front of me I dug down deeper for the fire base. I piled the snow in the back to reflect the heat back to me. Got nice little cup holders here. My firewood pile right there so I can just throw wood on. I've got my raincoat and then my winter shell jacket underneath me to insulate me from the snow and keep my butt dry while I'm sitting. And that's about it. Pretty simple but effective. Alright folks, no parlor tricks here. No fire steel, no flint and steel, no rubbing two sticks together. I'm just going to use a cotton ball and a lighter and get this thing going. As you can see, I just picked a large number of twigs off the trees nearby and stuck it on the fire base, and I'm going to light it and go. Come on, catch. I hear some crackling. It's catching. Well, that worked plenty well. This will all collapse down on the base, and then I'll stick some thicker pieces on, and pretty soon I'll be boiling water. Too easy. Oh, that feels pretty nice now that the sun went behind a cloud. Oh, excellent. What a good day it's been so far. I'm really enjoying this trip. I think I needed this. probably ready to start throwing a little bit bigger stuff on there. Whew. I'd say. Nice. Can you hear that flame? It's like taller than I am. I worship the fire gods. Ah, excellent. That was nice. Or it is nice. It'll probably melt down 2 feet. I didn't dig it down that far. We'll see what happens. See what the fire pit looks like tomorrow when I wake up. Yeah, I'm just out here having fun. This is great. Oh. I'm loving life. Life's living me. Ow. Ember. The only thing I'm worried about is fire steels landing on my, fire embers landing on my raincoat. Wouldn't be good. But I've got my old jacket on top of it to kind of protect it and to give me my butt some insulation. It's working good. What I need is a sit pad. I'm going to order one soon. They're only a couple bucks. Alright, here's a look at my camp with the view. And let me see if I can zoom that in a little bit for you. It's hard to see, but that's Santa Fe Baldy in the background. Its elevation goes up to about 12.6, I believe. Alright, here's a better look of Santa Fe Baldy through the trees. Man, it's a nice peaceful day. You can see I've got a little pot of water boiling now. It looks like it's ready. I'm going to go ahead and check it. Yeah, that looks about right. Let's do my cup of noodles. Ow, ooh, that's hot. Let's see how much I'm putting in there. That's a little full. Oh well. And now, let's put some in the water bottle. And then I'll boil some more. Just have some water ready. Almost a full bottle of water, not bad. Not too tight. And let's stick it in there and let it melt the snow around it. I have nothing to eat that with, I just realized. I better make some chopsticks. Alright, instead of chopsticks, I decided to go ahead and make just kind of a Joe Robinette quick spoon here. I hope you can hear me. I'm not talking straight towards the microphone, so that's kind of a bad thing, I guess. I'll try to talk to the microphone now. Of course, you want to get all the bark off, especially in the areas that's going to be in contact with your food, because the bark's where the germies are. Alright, one Joe Robinette quick spoon. Ooh, and these are getting nice and soft. Chingadera there. Oh, that broth hitting the spot. Why are just such simple noodles so good when you're camping? It's amazing. I think this is one campfire that I don't have to worry about escaping. Alright, I think that's enough filming. You guys know what's going on. I had to invent a special tool to get my water off the fire because it sank down so low. So here it is. Alright, again, here it is. The Espresso-Matic Bushcraft pot picker-upper. Ta-da! Alright folks, it's just after 4:30, so that means it's only a half hour to beer 30. And that's my firewood pile for tonight. It doesn't look like much, but I think it'll do, and maybe a little bit left over for the morning. And my fire continues to sink further and further, and my floor where I rest my feet is getting smaller and smaller. But hey, what can I do? So that was one flaw with my plan for the camp today. And also, it kind of creates a chimney and blows all the smoke towards me as well, so that's another issue. But, you know, it's just one night, not a big deal. I've learned from the experience, as always, and I will continue to get better. This is how I'm going to have to cook my salmon tonight. I'm just going to have to smoke it slowly from up high like that. You can see I've got a little grill on there. I'll have to build a bigger fire right underneath it and do it that way. Where there's a will, there's a way. So here's my setup. I stoked the fire up, put the salmon on, and it's just far enough away from the fire to get smoked. So it should be pretty good, but it'll take a while. Might even take a couple hours, I don't know. We'll see. Alright folks, I made it to 5 o'clock, so it is time for a brewski. And today, I think I've had this before on screen, or evaluated it before. But this is a Cumbres Brewery Elevated IPA. And it's probably one of my favorites. And yeah, I've got to be careful though. I just realized I'm at 11,000 feet, so I'm drinking at a higher altitude than I am used to, so I'll take it easy. I did bring another beer, but I don't know if I'm going to drink it now. I wasn't thinking about the elevation when I packed, so anyway, cheers, and hope you guys are enjoying the video. Oh, my God, that's good. Whew. It's working well. The salmon is getting smoked, I can tell. All the smoke's coming right up there, and that's going to be my only flavor because I didn't bring any seasonings, unfortunately. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. I switched spots because the smoke seems to want to go that way. I'm having a little easier time breathing over here. Only problem is I can't reach the firewood and just throw it in. That's okay. I've got to start being careful around this pit now because the smoke could cave in and I could fall into the fire. So that's a bit of a safety concern, actually. But anyway, I'm having fun. This is a cool trip. I am so glad there's so much snow. I'm loving this. It's beautiful. And it's really going to charge the rivers this summer. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Santa Fe River flooded a little bit. This particular area right here doesn't drain into the Santa Fe River, though. It flows into the Rio Nambe. I don't know why I don't do this more. I guess it's just a lot of work. I worked my ass off coming out here today. I'm not going to lie. It was hard to get up here on snowshoes. And the amount of wood I had to cut. Luckily the snow is hard enough that I don't even sink in with regular boots more than about 4 or 5 inches. Whew, salmon's not the only one getting smoked. You can see the smoke coming right up out through the salmon though. That's wonderful. I should build up the fire a little more though. It's got to be pretty hot to reach that high and still be hot enough to cook the salmon. So yeah, let's throw a couple more logs on. Ooh, there's a nice big one. Let's do that. There we go. Oh, perfect placement. I can't really just set them on the fire because it's so deep. So I have to just throw them in and hope the placement is okay. Oh, I just saw a drip from one of the pieces of salmon onto the wood there. That's a good sign that they're getting cooked. Little drippage. This is fun though. I kind of like melting the snow down like that. See how deep it is. I still haven't hit the bottom yet. I thought it was about hip deep because the trees that I pulled out of the ground, that's about how deep the snow was. But I think I must be on a deep drift right here because it hasn't reached the bottom yet, and it's probably chest deep. There we go, we're getting some flames now. Although you can't see it because the fire's so far in the hole. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on what's going on. I'm going to turn off the camera for a little while and just kick back, sip on some beer, and enjoy myself while my salmon's smoking over the fire. Yeah, for a minute there it got windy and cold. I decided to put on my base layer. But I'm feeling much better now with the base layer. I'm warm. Yeah, it started to snow a little bit. I didn't capture it on film. Didn't have time. It took me a while to change. Excuse me. And it blew by within 15 minutes. But it shows you how quickly things can change out here. Here's the situation. The salmon's been smoking for about an hour over the fire. It's actually starting to look pretty good. It's not done yet, but I think within another hour it will be done. And if you look closely at the bottom of the fire pit, I finally reached the bottom of the snow. It's probably close to 5 feet deep. So I've got to be careful not to fall in that. It's going to be hard to climb out if I do. And I probably will get burned. So if you're out doing something like this, you know, word to the wise, be careful. Alright, I'm enjoying the late afternoon or early evening, whatever you want to call it. Watching my salmon smoke. I'm so glad I finally reached the bottom. It's still melting around the edges though, which is a bad thing because my shelf is getting smaller and smaller. But I can always dig out more and make it a little larger. I just hate digging. But anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. Must be the elevation. I've got a tip for people who want to avoid animal trouble. When you pee around your camp, and this is for guys, of course, it doesn't really work with females that well, but when you pee on a tree, pee as high up the tree as you can. What bears and coyotes and wolves, they look for you, or they look for the size of the animal by how far their scent is up the tree. Even pandas, I saw a hilarious video one time where pandas were backing up to the tree and then like walking up the tree backwards with their front, almost doing a handstand so they could pee as far as they could up the tree. Hilarious. I forget if it was National Geographic or PBS or one of those, but it was a good documentary. Try to look it up if you can. But anyway, you want to make yourself as dominant as possible, and to do that you need to pee as high as you can up the tree. It makes you look bigger. And I don't know, I just thought that was an interesting tip to share. Alright, now I'm recording. You guys missed some pretty funny stuff. I'm breaking up some cookies, some almond cookies here to feed the birds. There's some gray jays out here. They won't eat from my hand though. I'm trying to get them to come and eat from my hand right in front of the camera, but they haven't done it yet. They sure eat it when I throw it down on the ground for them. Here, hopefully you'll be able to see this better. Birdies. Here, birdies. No, stay away from my salmon. They're not afraid of the fire. That's funny. Come here. Right here. Here you go. Can you see him? I don't think you can see him. He's right like 2 feet from me. He almost did it. There he goes. Right from my hand. I'm not going to hurt you. It's a good cookie. Probably really bad for you. But it's all I got. Come here, other one. Come here, birdie. I'm a nice guy, I promise. The other one's kind of shy. Here comes the first one, though. I think he's coming back for more. Oh, he's on the ground in front of me. There he goes. That's a trip. That is so cool. Here he comes again. He's doing the same approach. And he's got it. He's hungry. Probably going to make them fat. Let's see if she'll take it from my hand this time. Come on, it's okay. noise they're making? Hello. You dropped it on the ground. There you go. There's the big piece. Here comes the greedy one again. I'll give one to the second one. The one you haven't seen on camera, I don't think. That's it, guys. That's all I'm going to give you. You can go be camp robbers somewhere else. I gotta go guard my salmon. That was fun. Oh, disclaimer, do not feed the wildlife. It's very bad. Check this out, it's done. Smoked salmon over the campfire. Took about an hour and a half. It's very thin sliced, so that probably helped. And that's what I'm having for dinner. It's okay for not having any seasoning. The smoke gives it a little flavor. This is pink salmon too. There's, sockeye and king salmon are better tasting. One piece of salmon down. I didn't eat the skin. Still had scales on it even. Sorry about no utensils. Just eating it caveman style. Bear bags hung. This is something really cool that I've noticed here. I first saw this one, I looked around, and there's a whole bunch of little chunks taken out of the aspen, and that's from elk. So obviously a herd of elk came through here and were very hungry, because eating aspen bark is kind of a last resort, or kind of a wintertime food when they can't reach the ground. And seeing as how the snow is 5 feet deep, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know if you can see all these. Like right now there's one way over there. There's one closer up here. They're just all over the place. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, here's Santa Fe Baldy from the best view around. And I was hoping to get, a sunset shot of it turning red in the evening light. It's the reason why they call it the Sangre de Cristos, the Blood of Christ Mountains, because they turn red in the evenings. But it's not happening today because it's overcast, so anyway, there's a good shot of it. I was thinking of going down right there, and that's La Vega Meadow in that little hole. I was going to camp there, but I'm glad I didn't. It would be hard to get to. It's a good 3-mile hike on a good day. With this much snow, it would be difficult to get to. So maybe I'll wait a few weeks and see how the snowpack melts, or see how the snowpack's doing. See if I can get there while there's still a little bit of snow, while it's still clean before the cows get there. Anyway, I just wanted to enjoy the view for a little while. I think I will kick back and have a moment. the volcano. That looks pretty cool. That still looks really cool with the light reflecting around on the snow. I think I'm going to save the rest of the firewood for tomorrow though, because it's running low. And I know it's going to be cold in the morning. So I'm going to finish my beer and prepare for bed. And this might be the last you hear from me. If so, have a good night and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It's about 6:30 and the wind has really picked up overnight. My tarp's kind of a mess, kind of stretched out a little bit, I think. But anyway, I'm thinking about getting up now and cooking some breakfast, although it might be better to wait until the sun shines. The sun comes up over the hill a little more and shines down on the camp. Nothing major happened overnight. Didn't get that great of sleep. I was a little overheated. I think my sleeping bag's a little warm. And I just didn't feel very well. Excuse me. I don't know if it's the altitude or if it was the beer, or combination of both. But it made sleep a little difficult. But anyway, still having a good time, no matter what. And looking forward to smoking some bacon over the fire. That's gonna be a treat. So I'll catch up to everybody in a little while. Whew. So it's about 15 degrees and there's a strong wind. So that places it in the category of really freaking cold. The surrounding forest is just really quite beautiful in the morning light. Really loving this spot. Sorry about the reflection on the lens from the sun. I see some kind of spot there. It's really pretty here this morning. water for coffee. Alright, I've been up for about an hour and I've got the water on to boil for coffee. Actually, I've got coffee in there. It's already boiled a little bit. I added some more snow and put the coffee grounds in there, and so they're cooking up. And I put a rack of bacon on. And that's pretty much my breakfast this morning. I've got a few prunes too, but that's about it. Prunes, man, I must be getting old. Okay, the first technique I tried for cooking the bacon was taking forever, and the bacon was still like cold. It wasn't really cooking. So I decided to throw it a little closer to the fire and use my grill. And now I can hear it sizzling. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. I don't know if I'm kind of a freak or what, but I like watching bacon sizzle. Ooh, look at them now. They're just about done. Man, doesn't that look good? They're like perfectly cooked. You can't even cook them this well on a frying pan. This is awesome. And they're probably a little, well, I'm not going to say they're healthy, but they're a little healthier because at least the grease drips off. Oh my god, man. This is insane how good this is, bacon cooked in this fashion. The extra smoky flavor, my lord. Nothing like a bushcraft breakfast. Alright, now I'm burning off the grill and the flame so I don't have to pack it out with bacon grease on it and get my backpack smelling like bacon grease along with my other items inside. And it's just cleaner that way. And I'm just about done. All that remains is packing up camp and heading on down the mountain back home. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. My camp is packed up and it's time to head on down the mountain. Let's go. Hi, camp. I don't know how much you can see it behind me. I probably don't even need snowshoes really, but I'm wearing them just in case. First, I just kind of want you to enjoy the view. See where I'm hiking. Beautiful. My favorite spot's right here. Right in front of Santa Fe Baldy. That's beautiful. Alright, back down my snowshoe trail. This is just as hard going down as it was going up. Whew. I don't know if you can tell how steep this is. I probably got 40 pounds of gear with camera equipment and stuff, maybe more. Oh, I'm almost skiing. There we go. Alright. I'm just giving you a little look at how dense the forest is through here. Just finding a path through this area with a backpack is difficult. Hey, look, white blazes. I feel like I'm on the AT already. Except that's not an official blaze, that's just some graffiti artist or something. I can hear the noises of the ski resort now. We're almost back to civilization. I hope you enjoyed the show. Have a good one.